¿Sí está grabando?
Sí.
Good afternoon, my name is Krista and this is my partner Danna Areli, and we talk about the microplastics in the environment, how they affect organisms. So to start, let's define what microplastics are. Microplastics originate from the degradation of large plastic objects in the sea and generate tiny plastics that measure 5 millimeters. So there are two main types of microplastics, the primary and the secondary. The primary are those that already microscopic in size when they enter to the environment, and these can be microbonds that found in some products, for example, exfoliants and toothpaste, as well as plastic fibers that are shed from the synthetic plastic from the synthetic clothing during washing. On the other hand, the secondary are large plastics, for example, bottles, packaging material, and bags, um, which fragment over the time to exposure to sunlight or ocean waves. Um, so the microplastics is one of the biggest pollutants in the last decades due to the excessive use of plastics in recent years. And this is a big problem for the animals because microplastics can be found in wild type, in plants, in mammals, and even on our body. Um, for example, a study in Mexico was conducted in 2011 demonstrated that the 57% of the waste found was microplastics. So this is a big problem for the marine animals because they can be resulting in poisoning, in behavioral change, and genetic alterations, and even can be affects to us because we feed on fish. Why are so many microplastics found today? Today, we in recent years we use excessive plastics, so the increase of populations generate amount of garbage and microplastics. So to avoid the microplastics, um, we should don't eat so much fish and don't eat or buy food with plastic packaging, for example.
How do microplastics get into our bodies? They can enter our body in different ways. For example, oral intake. Microplastics are present in many of the things we consume, such as drinking water and food. These have reached food through agriculture system. The water with which plants or water can contain these microplastics, and from there they reach the stem, roots, leaves, and finally fruits. They can also reach food due to the material in which they are packaged. Next. They can also enter the body through inhalation. Microplastics can also be found in the air due to their size They can be carried by air currents. Next. The skin is another way in which microplastic enter. Also, the skin is a physical barrier that is difficult for this microplastic to cross. It also exists a risk upon contact with the skin since some plastic material can be absorbed via skin through facial creams or makeup. Next. Microplastics and human health. Microplastics represent and threat to human health due to continuous exposure. This can affect digestive, respiratory, endocrine, reproductive, and immune systems. Next, digestive system. In digestive system can cause damage to the stomach and intestines, causing inflammation and abdominal pain. Reproductive system. And in pregnant women, it can cause miscarriages, malformation in the fetus, and even infertility. Next. And respiratory system. If microplastic reach the lung, they can cause damage. If that happens, there can be various symptoms such as difficulties breathing, cough, sneezing, dizziness, and fatigue. It also causes respiratory diseases such as asthma, bronchitis, and pneumonia. Endocrine system. It alters the production and metabolism of the hormones. In men, is reducing sperm quality and testosterone production. In women, tumors and polycystic ovary syndrome. Next. How to avoid exposure to microplastics? We have individuals can reduce pollution by avoiding the consumption of plastics. For example, avoiding eating food with plastic packaging, and don't throw trash on the street, reduce consumption of seafood, and avoid single-use plastic. That's all. Thank you for watching.